is BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool. That's a decent amount of sausage. This man needs a doctor! Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets. Don't you point that at each other. Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the. We're not gonna lead with that.
So, yeah, no, what the fuck do you expect from fucking assholes on fucking Halloween? You do something fucking nice, and what the fuck happens? You get your shit fucking stolen. Let's go back and give people a little bit of goddamn context to what the fuck I'm talking about. I, along with my girlfriend, were nice enough to buy pounds of candy for these little fucks and put them outside of our door because, we're both responsible adults who have other shit to do than sit by the door and wait for people to come by and say trick or treat. What the fuck happens when I'm walking home? Nothing. Nothing there. I look at the fucking table, there's just nothing there. I was supposed to bring in we bought a witch's style cauldron that we filled with candy for these fucks to take candy from. And they took the entire fucking thing. Bare table.
They took
Do you know how fucking
cauldron.
Infuriated I was?
That's fucking so dick. It's like, you can take all the candy, but you took the fucking bowl that you're not going to use. It's probably discarded somewhere 8 blocks from your house.
And that's what got me thinking, if this was a kid, they would have had their own satchel full of candy already. So that's a dump situation. You take that, you dump the whole thing, and you put it back. Because if you're walking with the satchel of candy and the big plastic bucket, it's gonna be a bit suspicious. But
so you're thinking it was an adult,
a teenager to a drunk 20-something-year-old, either that or a homeless person. That's our third culprit. Because there's a lot of shopping carts discarded around my apartment complex.
I feel like out of all of them, the homeless is the best scenario. At least you're feeding somebody that's not eating or doesn't have access to food regularly.
And there's and they wouldn't have a bag necessarily.
Yeah. You might have just given them a storage container.
It's very true.
I want to spin this to the positive.
In
all realism, it was probably some dirtbag little teenager that was like,
I'm
Snickers.
fucking sure. And this morning when I walked out and I was reminded of it because I saw a warhead from the fucking candy stash on the ground, face down.
Oh, so they were messy about it. They left one.
Someone dropped a single warhead on the way out. It might have been.
Did they drop it or leave it? They just leave it. They were like, I'm gonna leave one.
It's their little calling card. So fuck you, whoever stole my fucking candy bucket. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I hope you eat the one I poisoned. No.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. Well,
better him than some kid.
Yeah. Oh man, he didn't poison candy people.
No, absolutely.
He didn't. Let's step. No. God. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse, and I swear I didn't poison any of that candy.
He didn't. He did not. I'll vouch for this guy. He didn't poison him.
But I poisoned the bucket.
Blades even. None
so
of that.
Fucking joke's on you.
Oh, if you pick the bucket up, you got that dust on it that just fucking gets him in a couple hours.
He's gonna have no hands. They're gonna fall the fuck off.
No reason to touch the bucket. You just reach in and grab one.
Yeah. And now, on a serious note, we do need to let people know we're going to be doing a little bit of house cleaning for the end of the year here and a little bit of maintenance to the way that we post up our episodes. And that's going to be taking place in December. So we're giving you a whole month full of fucking warning to look out for us. We're not going anywhere. If we happen to vanish...
If we're not on your normal feed.
Yeah, if we happen to vanish from your feed or something, you can always type in Slacker on the search, pull us back up. We're hoping nothing happens and it's all a smooth transition, but you're gonna ride this fucking wave with us.
Which, in all
and see what
sense,
happens.
hopefully this is all a bunch of nonsense to you guys, and everything continues going smoothly, and you find us nice and easy like you always do. But in case you don't, search for Slacker. You'll find us. We'll be there. I promise. We're gonna continue to put out content.
Eagle. And now to thank some of the people who help us with producing this show. We got to thank some of our Patreon supporters. First off, as always, we have our good friend Dave Gunn. And next up, we have Kyle, Noel, and Bradford from Crime Roulette. It's another podcast. It's a true crime podcast that you should definitely check out. And last up, we have Aaron W. from the Yes and I Am podcast. And that's a celebrity impersonation comedy podcast, which, if you haven't heard it, it's really funny. And you should check that one out, too.
Yeah, thank you everybody for donating. Donations help us a long way. We're trying to do more with this show. And as you can imagine, the costs go up with the more we do. So thank you to everybody that donates. Thank you so much.
Every dollar and cent we appreciate. Alright, and it's time for our pod shout-out. And what we do here is we like to give a shout-out to a pod that retweets us on our pinned tweet of our most latest episode. So, we have a couple of people that retweeted us on our most recent pinned tweet. And the way that we like to pick is, I give Matt a number based on like how many people are retweeted, and he's going to pick one blindly, and we'll find out who wins. So it's going to be 1 through 5 this time.
Okay.
1 through 5.
You know what? I'm going to pick the last guy. I'm going to pick 5.
Number 5. That is at Longbox Scavenge. That's the Longbox Scavengers. In their description on Twitter, it says, "We are not critics or experts. We are fans. Podcasting gives us an excuse to buy and read more comics. Check out at Nation of Nerds and more on iTunes." And Nation of Nerds is one of their podcasts that you can find at Nation of Nerds. And they talk about reviews and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the Longbox
cool.
Scavengers. Congrats, guys.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sounds interesting. Check them out, people.
So Matt, what do we got coming up in the show?
Well, we're going to start off with bizarre news. And then we're going to move to movie suggestions. And finish it up with the Wheel of Weird. But make sure to stick around for those plugs, because they're fire.
Oh, yeah. And with our weird news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. And this time, we're talking about the death of the Gorilla Glue strain, who lost its name to a lawsuit.
Oh, shit.
People may be familiar with the strain Gorilla Glue, or Gorilla Glue number 4, or any other variation of the strain of marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
And people might also be aware of the Gorilla Glue glue and adhesive brand, which is...
It's so strong, it's like a gorilla's holding it.
It does say that, incredibly strong. It has a gorilla on the package and whatnot. And the Gorilla Glue adhesive company was not very happy with GG Strains, who first grew the popular hybrid strain Gorilla Glue number 4. And they said that they were violating and potentially tainting the adhesive's family-oriented reputation.
If anything, they're making people remember that Gorilla Glue is around.
Right. Well, basically, at one point, their lawyer quoted that, they're using the reputation for the high-quality adhesive's stickiness as, like, a latch on to potential customers. So they're like, oh, you're using our adhesives, like, reputation to say that your product is good quality.
They should be proud. It's like, damn, they've become such a good like product that they're a reference point now. It's like, this bud's so sticky, it's like Gorilla Glue.
Well,
like, that's crazy. They become like a modern reference.
Well, GG Strains also sold like merchandise with a gorilla as like their mascot as well. So they're trying to say it's like it's really closely related to it. And I mean,
it's too much.
Gorilla Glue isn't the only one to come up against such like adversaries. Girl Scouts of America also sued over the Girl Scout cookie strain in 2014.
Aw, damn it. It's little girls.
And Hershey's chocolate company sued over versions of their chocolate bars that have been put out by cannabis companies.
Oh, like rip-off edibles?
Yep. They specifically named
Okay.
Hershey's Chocolate Bars and Almond Joy-like products. So it's
ripped off.
It's an interesting thing because there's so many names out there, and people always come up with really like weird and interesting names. But I guess the courts are saying that Gorilla Glue or GG Strains has to just call it GG now. So it's got to be GG number 4. They can't say Gorilla Glue number 4.
Oh wow! So you're like wondering, wow, people are gonna be like, what's that GG stand for? And everybody's gonna have to look it up. Oh, yeah. That's Gorilla Glue.
And I feel like it's pretty synonymous with Gorilla Glue already. Like, people who smoke weed pretty much know GG would mean Gorilla Glue.
See, they need to revamp the strain. They need to bring it back to the lab, pump it up a couple THC levels, and then they call it, like, Sasquatch, Sasquatch glue.
There you go.
It's like, what's stronger than a fucking gorilla? A fucking Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. It's like 10 gorillas.
Or they could go slacker style. If we ever opened a dispensary, we'd go rape ape grape.
Rape ape grape. Oh god, coming at you from the trees.
Yeah.
Throwback to a past episode. Well, we'll be sure to post this herb.co article on our Facebook page on Monday, like we do with all of our weed all of our weed articles, I should say.
Man, I actually need some Gorilla Glue. That's funny that we actually talked about.
You gotta repair something.
I'm gonna order it on Amazon, man. And I'm hoping that my Amazon order turns out like the order that's our next story. Because a Florida couple that wishes to remain anonymous placed an order on Amazon, and they needed a couple of empty bins, plastic totes that you would generally store your stuff in the closet with.
Okay, yeah, like the big Tupperware sort of things.
Yeah, like Rubbermaid makes them and all that. So they ordered 4 of those bad boys, and when the package came, they immediately knew something didn't feel right. Because, as you would imagine, 4, these were 27-gallon storage totes. They wouldn't feel too heavy. They're empty. Well, the package turned out to weigh about 93 pounds.
Oh.
And that's because inside, they found 65 pounds of marijuana.
What's the other 30 pounds?
Yeah, I guess all that
small
the packet peanuts,
babies. Man. Yeah, it could be the peanuts.
Couple babies.
That's kind of crazy. You're ordering just some bins to throw your clothes in, and you get a lot of weed.
Imagine? That's a lot of fucking weed, and it directly, in case you're wondering, no, it wasn't tampered with. It was directly shipped from Amazon's warehouse, and there was no tampering. So something's going on here, pretty deep. There's no arrests yet.
That's got to be someone at the post office.
Dude, I don't know, man. That's kind of sketchy. Why would the post office fuck up on that?
Well, no, I'm thinking if someone knew that there was an Amazon order coming through and they knew it was going to like another post office. The post office
intercept that.
Shipping. Yeah.
Fuck, Fred. I didn't get the package. You said it was supposed to be here by 5. I haven't gotten anything.
He missed it. It went on to its destination. So they're shipping from one post office to another and putting the drugs in just between those points so that the people sending them and the people receiving never actually get their package with drugs. But this one slipped through.
Yeah, they just re-tape it again. Oh, that's kind of sketchy, because have you ever gotten something from, like, the post office and it's been, like, taped again? You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I also got
there's something going on.
I got a birthday card that was just literally ripped open.
Really?
Yeah, then
somebody
they
put a little peyote in there, shipped it across the country.
Maybe a little blotter acid, like fucking some shit going on. No, I think they just stole a 20 that time.
Oh, really? Did it really like come and there was like 20 less?
Yeah, because they took everything that was in there, because I noticed that there was a little rip on one side and it was the corner, like not where the card opens. So then they ripped the entire other side open. So I'm like, those fucks opened up one side, saw that they couldn't get to it, and then just ripped open the other side like a bunch of assholes.
And did it come like just duct taped together? Like your birthday card was like mangled
open.
As fuck?
It came ripped open.
It wasn't even taped up.
No.
It wasn't even taped up.
No, it's like someone folded a sheet of paper in half and just like mailed it. Like, because this shit was just wide open.
Somebody dropped the ball there. Like, I would... that's the post office's problem.
Fucking made some money that day is what fucking happened.
I would say the post office owes you about $20 plus maybe 20 for
full of fucking
upsetting
cheaters and liars and drug smugglers. You heard me say
really
it.
Is.
It's a federal fucking cartel, and they're shipping drugs across the country in our birthday cards.
This could be one of our first Slacker journalist assignments where we have to get into the field and figure out that the U.S. Postal Service is actually some big national drug chain.
I'll wear a fake mustache over my real mustache if I have to.
They don't even have their own packages. They can use ours.
Yeah, they're smuggling with our packages, our Amazon containers. Your UGG slippers that you ordered. Not yours.
We're just saying this is completely possible, and it's believable. I don't know. Well, Amazon is saying that their customer service team is directly working with the police, and like I said, nobody's been arrested yet. They've issued a $150 gift card to the couple, and
hush
with a
money.
Message actually.
Fucking hush money.
I am unable. The message is so vague. It's like, I am unable to do anything else at this time, from the representative they were talking to.
Huh.
So they got $150 hush money, and the woman was like, all we wanted was an apology and an explanation of how the fuck this happened.
You're not getting an explanation. Because they're
putting
bodies away.
Amazon popped up, I mean, shit. What if they're involved in some crazy drug trading?
Amazon could be
it's
in
either
on
the
it
post
with the
office.
federal post office.
Yes. All right, we got options now. It's post office or Amazon and post office together combined. The ultimate connection.
This is a conspiracy theory about conspiracy. About a
and
big
UPS is still trying to post. Yeah, UPS is probably still like just pushing some fucking third-party Viagra pills.
I'd like to
black
address
rhinos.
another conspiracy. The reason that we're not allowed to have farm deer in this country.
Okay. There is no reason. It's ridiculous.
It's the Santa lobby. He needs them
the
for
Santa
his fucking
lobbies?
reindeer. It's the Santa lobby. They're like pushing against the government to like keep people from eating reindeer, because then Christmas will go down the tubes and the economy will tank. Because on our last episode, we addressed the fact that Christmas is the biggest consumer holiday, and if that goes under, Santa's out of a job, we're eating deer, and fucking the whole image of Christmas is ruined.
I didn't think reindeer hunting was even like a thing. I was gonna call you on that and be like, hunting isn't even like a thing, but apparently in Iceland they do. I was gonna say
in the Norwegian
they do hunt.
I think they do it.
They shoot the fucking reindeer, man. The Santas need to lobby against that shit. I'm surprised there's nothing about that.
I know, right? Well, it's probably not as big over there, or it's different since they're eating reindeer. But if you were lucky enough to get one of the Arby's sandwiches that we referenced in a few episodes ago, they were giving out venison steak sandwiches with like a cranberry fucking au jus or some fucking sauce.
Tasty.
And also elk. And a couple...
in certain locations.
Yeah, and one of the locations was Montana. And, deer hunters in Montana... They're kind of at odds about this, because they're saying, well, a few of them are saying we really shouldn't be selling game animals for food. They're saying, deer are much more susceptible to diseases and different parasites and stuff like that. And Arby's is coming back at them saying, well, we get the deer for our venison and elk and stuff from New Zealand, which is where a lot of, I guess, U.S. people import from.
Okay.
When they're using venison as like part of a culinary dish.
Okay, alrighty.
So it's not like they're actually farming deer in the U.S. So I don't know if the people that are getting kind of upset about it, they're not really even getting upset about it. They're just saying, this is something that we should hunt, and part of the issue with trying to take game animals and create a farming sort of like sale of them is you have things like the buffalo that got hunted to extinction pretty much in North America, or well, to near extinction.
Okay, yeah, that's. I feel like it could be controlled, but it would have to be like a separate thing. Like it would just be, you'd have to start with a few 100 different genetics and breed them together. And
You probably have to have
create
a lot
a
of
contained
land.
population on its own. Yeah, it would have to be hundreds upon hundreds of acres. Yeah,
But I mean, I've seen cows
it would get
that
manipulated.
I've seen cows that are just pretty much wild, not like farm cows, and they're pretty lean.
Yeah,
They're not fat.
They're not
So
yeah.
and I'm
They're
thinking,
not
all right, so
fed
that's
grain.
So that's like the deer version of a wild cow. What's the fat cow version of a deer look like?
Exactly what you just said. It's a deer that's just gut hanging.
It's fucking
Gut hanging
sausage
deer.
legs, just on little stumps.
Oh my god. Could you imagine they just evolved to look like little mini short cows? Stubby cows?
Ugh.
We'll call them chode
Yeah,
cows.
that'd be real,
Chode cows.
ugh. They would look so odd. If anyone can draw or find a picture of a really fat deer, please post that into
Fat
the
deer.
American Slackers group, because I would love to see a fat ass deer.
That would be hilarious.
So I don't know if people will be farming deer anytime soon for Arby's in the United States. It seems like something that's kind of controversial and tough to do.
Yeah. There's conservation laws for reasons, we gotta have them. A lot of countries have them in general. I found out Australia, anything native to the country is actually off limits for hunting.
Oh, really?
Kangaroos and crocodiles.
No koala hunting?
Yeah. Unless you're Aboriginal. Yeah, koala. Why would you kill that cute little
weapon?
cuddly They're not really cuddly. That's the thing people don't realize. They're mean little fucks.
Drop bears.
Yeah, crocodiles, out of all things, are off limits. You can't really
Oh, man.
kill them. But
Now, what if it's
sometimes
hunting
they
you?
remove them. Yeah, that's the issue. Is sometimes they're hunting people in areas that are populated, and they have to remove them. They remove them humanely with traps.
Okay.
And in our next story, the trap is the focus of some fuckery, if I will say. Now, in Australia, 4 gentlemen decided they were gonna go for a swim. And they swam right into a crocodile trap, which is basically a floating cage with a door that has meat in it. Now, if there's an area where there's crocodiles, the last thing you want to do is swim to the area where there's fucking meat bleeding into the water.
Yeah, that's not usually a great idea.
Yeah, and they seem to be drunk. They were inside of the fucking trap itself. It's pretty big, and they were jumping on side of it. One of the guys gets out and closes everybody inside of it. They're having a good old time. There's a bunch of photos in this article, and
so these cages got to be pretty big.
This cage is probably 5 by 10 feet. Easily.
Oh wow!
It's pretty big enough for them to almost stand in. They're probably kneeling in it. And the local mayor of Douglas Shire, where this occurred, has been recorded as saying, "I was absolutely gobsmacked. This is incredibly stupid and dangerous behavior. I am wondering if these fellows are vying for the Idiots of the Year award or the Idiots of the Century award." So they're making the rounds on social media enough to where the mayor's like, "What the fuck are these guys doing?"
Well, yeah, it's a pretty dumb move.
Yeah, oh yeah, and now they've recently introduced fines of more than $15,000 for people who tamper with traps.
Oh, this is a new thing because of these people?
Yeah, and they haven't been identified yet, but they're investigating, trying to find out who these fuckers are.
Jeez. So it's
man.
how much
Jesus,
was that ticket?
It could be more than $15,000. The fine.
$15,000. That's
Yeah.
that's even a lot for that. But I see why they're trying to persuade people not to do it.
Well, they don't want people getting in danger, man. I mean, the reason this trap was here is because a 73-year-old woman with dementia just got taken by a crocodile,
Holy
a 13-footer.
That's why
that trap was
with.
there. Yeah.
After the
true,
fucking
right?
Lake Placid style murder of this old woman, they put these traps in. I didn't realize that we were dealing with a giant fucking.
We got a man killer.
Yeah, man killer on our hands. Well, some fines make sense. some do not. And in our next story, I would file this under one that does not. Because a man was given a $149 ticket for singing 90s dance song while driving.
Ah, it depends on the song. It depends on
And
the
what
song.
dance song was it? Oh, wait for it. It was Gonna Make You Sweat, Everybody Dance Now by the 1990s hit music group C&C Music Factory.
Issue those police officers a ticket. Because what you do when you hear that song is you dance with them. Everybody dance now.
Yeah, I know they were defying what the song says to do. I mean, that's fucked up. They get a ticket for being a buzzkill and fucking party stoppers.
Well, maybe this guy's voice was that bad.
Well, he was driving down the road and he was singing the song pretty much at the top of his lungs, and he saw the police siren behind him and he thought they wanted to pass until they went on the speaker and they were like, pull over.
He's like, oh shit, the kid, no, what, how?
Yeah, so I mean,
He must be the guy have a light out.
He said 4 police came, 2 on each side, and checked inside the car and then asked if he was screaming. And they said, he goes, no, I was just singing.
Oh, he's got to have a bad voice.
Well, his wife would agree, because she said, you know, if it was me giving you the ticket, it would have been for $300 instead of $149.
We've got proof. Terrible
prior
singer.
evidence.
He deserved it.
He's terrible at this. So,
can you imagine somebody with a bad voice singing that song? That's the perfect song to ticket somebody for if they got a bad voice.
I didn't realize that you could get a ticket for just being too loud. He got a ticket for disturbing the peace, for screaming in his car, they said. But I've screamed, sang on the highway and shit, and headbanged and done all that. Am I gonna get a ticket for that?
That's so shaming to a person. It's like, there was peace here until you come driving through here singing your song. It's so fun.
He's gonna contest the ticket, but he's not upset with the police.
Well, he took it like a champ, that's for sure. At least he didn't run from the cops after they heard him scream and tried to pull him over.
They're helping him. They're like, sir, you can't dance and drive. We're gonna need you to stop.
Well, the man in our next story didn't stop, but then again, he wasn't wanted for screaming. He was wanted because he was a robbery suspect. Authorities in Utah had been looking for a man named Shane Paul Owen, the man with 3 first names.
I was gonna say, which one are they looking for?
I know. I wanted to clarify that. That way people weren't like, well, where'd they get him? Where were these 3 guys? Well, he's a suspect in a string of robberies, and police finally spotted him driving, and they attempted to pull him over. Owen decided to get out of his car, where he ran into a church, and he hid into the boiler room. He must have gotten away from cops. They didn't know where he was, and the only problem was he locked himself inside of the fucking boiler room. Now
he found too good of a hiding spot. Sounds like is the problem.
He found a really good hiding spot.
They can't find him. He can't find a way out.
He's no MacGyver because he can't get out. And after about 6 hours, he decided the only way he's going to get out is he's going to pull out his cell phone and call the fucking cops.
The very people he was fucking running from.
Yep.
I mean, after a few hours, I would get pretty nervous, too.
Well, yeah, you're in a boiler room, man. Do you imagine how hot it is in a boiler room? It's probably fucking nasty. He's probably sweating like, I'm going to die in this room.
I thought he was going to be...
let him take me to jail.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that he would be like wedged, behind the boiler or something. It was probably just a locked door, keeping him from freedom.
Yeah, I imagined he opened the door and didn't realize it had a locking mechanism on it from the outside.
Do it. So they ended up coming in and getting him, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, they came in and got his ass.
Well, we have another person trapped, and it's not R. Kelly.
Ah.
It's a customer trapped in a cooler, not a closet.
Is that not a closet? All right.
And this
that's cold. We're going from hot to cold.
Yeah, right. This particular individual was trapped in a beer cooler overnight, and received a ticket for the beer that he drank while he was in there.
Oh man! So he got stuck. Decided he was gonna drink some of the beer to get him to pass the time.
Yeah, I mean, I know the old, like, I don't know if there's a saying for it, but if you drink and it's cold, you'll feel warm. You can quote me on that one, Jesse Landers.
True. I think that applies to the liquor, though.
The liquor will do it, bud. But enough beer will do it, too, I think. If you, if you're trapped in a cooler overnight, what else are you going to do?
True. Yeah. But, I mean, I guess, right? Fuck it. Drink it away.
Yeah, he got locked in from 11:50 at night when the employees locked up for the night till 5:50 in the morning the next day when the manager came in. And the manager said the man had an 18-ounce bottle of Ice House beer and 3 cans of malt beverage. 4 Loko.
Oh my god. 4 Loko? Damn, he's tearing them down.
3 4 Locos. That's about 12 Locos.
12.
If we're multiplying. So, he knocked over a stack of boxes and destroyed 3 cans of beer also. And he was cited for all of that he didn't pay for when he just got up and ran out of the store. The man was probably cold. He wanted to get outside and warm up.
Oh my god, the manager opened the door and a man just comes flying out. He's like, what the fuck?
It's like, well, it looks like he had about 3 4 Locos. He had some of that Ice House for sure, and he fucked up 3 of those beers.
Oh my god. Or was the manager who needed to take the edge off of being startled.
Yeah, it could have been.
Opening up the store.
That's a hard
man,
morning.
the guy... that sucks. The guy didn't have a cell phone to call anybody to help him out or anything. Like,
well,
fuck.
A lot of times the freezers, they won't have reception either.
True. I mean, yeah. It could block it. Either way, if he didn't have a cell phone and it didn't work or whatever, our next story proves that a cell phone can be quite dangerous in its own. A city in Austria has decided that they're going to cover lampposts with airbags to prevent smartphone zombies from bumping into them as they walk around. And we've all seen it. People get, devoted to their phone and they're looking at it and not paying attention to their environments. But there apparently seems to be a problem in the town of Salzburg where people are increasingly hurting themselves, and a lot of it is tourists. It's gotten to the point where more people walking around are getting injured than people on mopeds and cars driving around. Like,
damn.
Believe it or not.
So
it's gotten to this point. Yeah, and the idea behind these airbags is just not simply an airbag that's put up. It's there's a message on it, and it's basically to bring you to awareness. Like, pay attention to your surroundings. Like, fucking A, man. Like, and I see it all the time. I see people driving and texting, which is the worst.
Yeah.
And I think we could all use that awareness, little signs that are like, yeah, don't fucking be on your cell phone when you're walking into the middle of the road, or when you're on your fucking car on a highway.
Yeah, definitely in the car is an issue. I could see how people would do it when, you're in a crosswalk and you think, oh, I'm good, let me just walk across. I got the light. But we should be more aware spatially.
More regions have also actually adapted to the whole smartphone craze that everybody's balls deep in their phone. China, there's special sections of walkways reserved for people using their telephones and walking at the same time, so you're not holding up traffic or gonna walk into something.
Yeah, the texting lane.
Yeah, exactly. In Honolulu, anyone crossing the road and looking at their phone will be fined, which is good. I think that should be just about everywhere. But in Germany, they kind of have a weird one. In the city of Augsburg, they've put traffic lights on the ground so people that are looking at their phones can look over easier. Because that's how lazy we get with smartphones. You can just look, that way you don't have to take your phone. Take your eyes off your phone.
I'm almost imagining like a lighted path that's like green or red, depending.
Yeah. I'd imagine, right? So yeah, I guess we have to evolve with the new technologies that become one with us.
It's interesting to see how some places will, try and help people, like in Austria and in, Germany. It seems like they're trying to help the people, or at least give them. And in China, they're giving them like
even China.
A route to walk. But then in Hawaii, it's more like a punishment route.
Yeah, U.S. We go for the punishment route. You know how we do. Don't fuck up.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all about fines and collecting the money at that rate. But because you probably get a lot of tourists that do it.
I'd imagine.
But yeah, it's interesting to see the places that try and protect the citizens who are going to walk into traffic versus punish them for walking into traffic. Head down.
Yeah.
And we should all be watching the roads whenever we're crossing them. And especially when we're driving. It's going to be November, and snow is going to be coming soon. At least in the Northeast, I know.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You live in fucking California, man. I gotta deal with that shit. You're the one that has to fucking
snows
no
in the
snow.
mountains. That's where our water comes from.
Yeah, no, I gotta drive in this crazy snowy bullshit. I don't mind it though. I'm a New Yorker.
You're a pro, like this guy in our hilarious video.
Oh man, this guy is a fucking pro. I've gotta say, this is a smooth maneuver, and it's not in a nice little sports car either.
No, this isn't like a full-size bus.
Yeah. It's. I was gonna say it would have been more appropriate to say a nice 4-wheel drive vehicle. No, it's in a giant bus, where a man drifts this bus perfectly around a good corner in a city. It's amazing.
It's
fucking love it.
Someone's dash cam, so I imagine the person at the dash cam was like fucking freaking out, being like, "Is this like gonna hit me?" And then it ends up, it's like, all over the road, fishtail. Nope, I got it. I'm good. It's probably got a bunch of weight in there. It's like a
hold my
like
beer
a smaller bus
edition,
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, it's not like a full size like New York City bus. It's like a 3/4 bus.
It's a big enough vehicle that I would be freaked out if it started going sideways like that.
Yeah. I can imagine it's not easy to control.
But apparently they got fucking Vin Diesel in an action movie driving this shit. Fast and the Furious. Fucking public transportation. And we'll be sure to post that funny clip up on our Facebook page on Wednesday like we do with all of our funny clips every week.
Now let's get into some movies.
Yeah, we got a couple movie suggestions for you. And the one that I'm suggesting is called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. And it was written and directed by Macon Blair. And I want to see what else Macon Blair has done. Macon Blair did this, Transference, The Burning Woman, Lucky Logan. Or I think he played as Lucky Logan. So he's done acting. I don't know, maybe this was his first. He also did Blue Ruin, Green Room, Murder Party. So he's done a decent amount of stuff, and this had a really indie feel to it. It was kind of a dark comedy, crime, a little bit of drama. And it takes place around this girl, Ruth, who's played by Melanie Linsky. And her house is burglarized. They steal her laptop and her grandmother's silverware and stuff like that. And she just keeps getting fucked over by the world and is really like kind of fed up with the way that people are treating each other and her. And she doesn't get much help from the police when she reports her crime. So when she gets an alert saying that, oh, your laptop is at this address, she's like, I'm going to take this into my own hands. So she ends up going to her neighbor, who's played by Elijah Wood, and he plays a really quirky neighbor of hers. They decide to kind of take justice into their own hands and figure out like who stole her stuff. And it leads to something much deeper than like it got really dark, and there was like a big twist sort of at the end.
Okay.
I thought it was really good. It was actually made and released. Well, I don't know when it was made, but it was released in 2017, so it came out this year. It's a really recent movie, but it's on Netflix. And it also was the winner at Sundance, so that's always promising.
Okay.
Got a
That's
7.0 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 89%. It got a little gruesome towards the end.
Not bad.
I will say that. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Took a turn for the worse,
score of
huh?
77. So yeah, it was a really good movie. You can catch it on Netflix, and it's totally worth watching.
I definitely have to check this one out. I haven't seen it myself, but I'll be checking it out. Fucking Elijah Wood.
Yeah, and that's
kid.
called I Don't Feel
Like
at Home
man
in This
now.
World Anymore.
Well, the movie I chose is a comedy mockumentary. It's called Fubar. It's a Canadian movie. It is amazing. If you like the likes of Trailer Park Boys, you'll love this. I'm telling you. There's two of them. I suggest start out with the first one. It's a little raw because it was shot on a very low budget. And the story behind it actually goes that everybody involved with shooting it maxed out their credit cards to get this project done. That's how low budget.
Oh, wow.
It was directed by Michael Dowes, and it's based on the lives of two lifelong Freds that are headbangers, and they're just living out their lives. And they're constantly drinking beer. They're just a bunch of fuck-ups. And one of the characters has testicular cancer. He's, like, going through this phase where he's, like, avoiding getting treatment and shit. It's kind of weird. But the whole time they keep up this hilarious tone, and then there's a dark turn towards the end for a second. It's really weird how it goes all over. But
Okay.
again, I just go back to the Canadian humor that is caught in this is hilarious. And you can see the American bleed over of our culture, where they love a lot of our bands and shit. And these headbangers, they go camping, and it just ends up with ridiculousness.
I watched the trailer to Fubar, and like you said, it definitely gave off a very Trailer Park Boys kind of feel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I fell in love with this film right away when I saw it. I think I saw it on like Amazon Prime the first time I saw it. I don't remember. If you want to check it out, you can actually catch it on YouTube to make it nice and easy.
Oh,
I
nice.
saw that they're both on there. So, nice, easy watch. Check out Fubar. And then Fubar 2, Balls to the Walls, which is like it's a Christmas edition. It's like during the holiday. It's pretty fucking awesome. And it's a lot. They have a higher budget, so there's a lot more going on in that film. But
Nice.
I found myself appreciating the original a little more.
Alright, and are they still making stuff? Or was like that it for them for the most part?
You know, these characters haven't continued on as much as like all they do is like TV appearances in like different Canadian TV outlets. That's about all I could find online. I didn't see
Okay.
anything else continue on.
That's
yeah,
funny.
but I wouldn't be surprised because it's got a huge cult following in America now, and obviously Canada loves them. So we could see some time go by and then Fubar 3 come out.
Right, or it gets bigger here in the States
Yeah.
and want more.
Yeah, it's funny because the two guys, Terry and Dean, played by David Lawrence and Paul Spence, they make appearances on like Canadian access cable, like I was telling you, and they'll like shotgun beers and character and shit. They're like totally in character. It's hilarious.
That's funny.
As these like fucking low life headbanging guys.
That's awesome. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
2 movies to check out. We got Fubar and the Fubar series, and I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. Long ass title. But yeah, they're both worth watching, so make sure you check those out. We'll post up some trailers and stuff on our Facebook page throughout the week, so you guys can see what we're talking about. Give it a little test drive.
Oh yeah. Now it's about to get a little weird up in here. A little weird with the wheel.
Yeah, spinning the wheel of weird. We got a person, place, and thing off of the Wiki Unusual page. And we're going to give our spinner a spin here and see what it lands on. For person, we have Vasily Arkhipov. For place, we have MOBA. And for thing, we have Candy Desk. So we'll find out what we end up landing on. I think Matt's been spinning here.
We're going with choice number 3.
Alright, choice number 3. That would be Candy Desk.
All right. What is Candy Desk? A desk made of candy. I like it.
Not quite. It's might as well be, though, because in the United States Senate since 1968, there is a senator who sits by a particularly busy entrance and keeps a drawer full of candy for the other members of the body. The current candy desk holder is Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey. Pat Candyman
that's crazy.
Toomey.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
just keep it full. Got to keep them happy.
And it's weird because I guess they said that eating is not allowed in the building or in that room. So
Jesus.
So they can grab the candy probably on the way out or on the way in and like pocket it, but they can't eat it. Can't fucking eat it there. Yeah, there's a picture of the candy desk here on Wikipedia, and the thing is just fucking stock full. It's just like a full-size desk with a drawer that pulls out, and it's like probably an inch or two deep in candy. Probably what my fucking bucket looked like before it got fucking robbed last night by those goddamn mongrels.
Oh man, fuck those mongrels. What kind of candy are we talking? Do we have any, like, can we see what we're working with? Do we have any Reese's in there? Do we have Snickers?
I don't see much orange or brown. It looks more like individually wrapped fruit Tootsie Rolls or something. It's
old man candy in the drawers. It's just, you pull these drawers open.
Enhance. It is old man candy.
We've got unlimited candy here for you. And then you open the drawer.
Single wrapped sucker candies.
It's that shit you get a 10-pound bag of for like $3 at CVS.
Who knows how old this picture is, though? They might have updated it.
I hope they did. You gotta get a selection in there. There was some fucking Mars candy company in there.
Senators who have
Hershey's
maintained
Co.
the candy desk tradition include John McCain, Harrison Schmidt, Rick Santorum, and I guess the Pennsylvania guy who currently has had it stocked by the Hershey Chocolate Company because they're out of Pennsylvania.
I was gonna say that picture sounds like it was some McCain leftovers.
some old man pocket candies.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. As soon as you started listing them off, I was like, oh, that was McCain. I don't know. That's why that was that picture.
In 1965 is when it started with George Murphy, and he kept the candy desk stocked for his colleagues and himself.
Oh man!
So that's the
hilarious.
The candy desk. Part of our government that I'm sure a lot of people didn't know about.
I was just gonna say, and we're willing to bet that you've never fucking heard of the candy desk,
right?
Oh god. Well, let's keep feeding them that candy, cause it's time to step into the plug zone, where we're dishing it out like it's no tomorrow. We're just leaving out containers like Jesse's house repeat over and over.
God damn it, they're gonna steal that shit again, motherfuckers.
Alright, we'll steal this. Check out the Facebook page. You can find the American Slackers group, where we're always talking about something interesting. Everybody's been fucking awesome on there, I gotta say. Bravo, guys. Everybody taking part in that. Fucking always guaranteed to laugh when I open that. Also, stop by the Instagram. We post all the promos and artwork for the show, and some other funny shit you can check out. And don't forget to stop by the website, where you can find all the news about the show. AmericanSlackerPodcast.com, and you'll find us there.
You can also find us over on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. That's where you can do the pod shout. You can tag us and shit. We're always replying to people with funny GIFs and stuff. More so on Twitter than Reddit. You can also check out our YouTube channel, where all of our episodes are posted, along with our bonus episodes and our conversations and interviews where we've talked to guests on the show. You can also rate and review us on iTunes, which would be very, very helpful. If you can give us 5 stars or nothing, that's what we demand of you. We don't ask it, we demand it. And please,
we demand
your friend listen to our podcast and subscribe and rate it and review it on iTunes. That's what we want.
Yeah.
5 or nothing. That's how it goes.
And if you're a friend that's been brought in by a friend, I just want to say thank you for listening and sticking
You're
along.
Officially
to the plugs.
a slacker.
Why don't you send us an email, friend? We're at AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com. And also check out Spotify. We have a playlist with all the artists that we've had on the show. And yeah, you'll be fucking rocking out in no time. Jesse's going crazy on his screen. That's how I feel when I pump up that playlist. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is awesome.
Getting jacked up here to tell you that you can help out the show by becoming a Patreon sponsor. You get fucking awesome rewards like those shout outs we did at the top of the show. Fucking, I'll do it again. Dave Gunn, Kyle Noel Bradford, fucking Yes and I Am podcast. You guys are fucking awesome. You've been supporting us forever. And if we could have anyone else supporting us, you're getting those shout outs as well. You can also play Xbox with us. We're hopefully assembling some sort of grab bag of like goodies soon that's in the works. So there's a lot of cool stuff to come. Get in on the ground floor. Get these shout outs while they're still hot.
Hell yeah.
Fresh,
like
hot
Jesse
out the
said,
oven.
we're revamping the rewards, and $1 doesn't sound like much, but it goes a very, very long way for us. So, again, thank you to everybody that's a patron.
Yeah, hell fucking yes, thank you.
And don't forget to check out our personal shit. You can find me on Instagram at MWG Media, and on Snapchat in my Xbox gamer tag at Matty G from HP.
And I'm on all of the social media platforms at Landers the Plane. That's where you can fucking find me. Come find me, bitches.
Nice and smooth. Find him, bitch. He sounded aggressive. Like you might encounter a street fight when you get there.
Find me in a back alley. Let's do this shit.
Little warning.
I'm going.
Jesus Christ.
We're wrapping this up.
I'm gonna stop this before he. I'm
headed
stop.
to the alleyways.
I'm just gonna stop this before he lists an address and gives you fucking coordinates. All right. We love every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Sit down right now. He's getting up. Oh God. You know, until next time, that's it.
There you go. I'm fucking leaving. I'm out of here. See ya.